Now we're going to set up the laser sensors correctly. We want to do, the first thing is to plug in the safety edge, which is the yellow cord usually, which goes on the side of the box. And of course you have to have power already installed from your electrician. And you also should have installed the pull cords or whatever you're going to use as an opening device. Just to show you this is the standard setup of our board. We got the M1000 board here, and we have the VFD, and we have a 24-volt power supply, and these terminals are here for the power to come in. The first thing what we would like to do is, once you have attached the sensor to the brackets or installed the brackets, is you insert the cable, and then you just roughly position this in. Let me just loosen this up so I can show you this. So you want these screws here. This is now a little bit too loose, but about here, so we can actually move it from left to right, and we can actually swivel the head forwards and backwards. So this gives us almost any position we want with the laser dot. And what we do is we turn on the light if that's the first time. We turn it only on, and we have the door in the closed position. So what we want to do is, for adjustments, is that we have the sensor. We can see this, we can slide the sensor in and out, and we can actually rotate the head in and out. So you have left, right, forward and backwards, and then in and out with the whole sensor assembly. So you have 6 angles here. And what we want to do is we want to probably put the door in a closed position where we want it. And we want to do the first adjustment here, where we're just holding the laser dot here, right there where the bolt is. Right there. This is just the preliminary adjustment. Okay, we just adjust this, and then we manually open the door, and we go back. Let me set the brake. The easiest way usually is by just driving the belt. And what we want to do here is we want to catch the door way before we go to the open position, the full open position, because this back here is the run out.
I got it.
Can you get it? The dot is right here in the center of the shroud.
It's not showing.
The dot.
Not showing the dot.
Here, let me do it this way. Here we can see it. We got too much light in here. Let me see. We have to do this. You can see it visually. It's just the camera is not picking. Yeah, now we can. Right there. So we can see now, actually, the laser dot right here. This is where we want it. And you want it right there where the box is. And this gives us about 10 inches or so of run out. And that is just until we have figured out exactly the speed settings. And this is the first test. So now we just close the door. And we will see that the door is going to stop short now. And now we can go, we loosen this up a little bit. We just go a little bit further to the left. We're about here now. Let me go a little bit further. We need to go, we've got about 3 fingers. So you want to extend this out by 3 fingers like this. That's the easiest measurement. And that will get us then closer to the, we're going to open it first. We're going to do the close limit first, and then we'll stop there. We get that into position. So we're almost there, so we just need a little bit more, about a half an inch or so. So we're just gonna move it a little bit more out. Let's check it where it's at. Can you see it in the video?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, now we'll open it again. We always do the close limit side first, and then we adjust the open limit. That's a little bit too much. We go a tad bit back, just about here, 1/4 of an inch. And then we can adjust this so that it sits more in the middle. We want the laser dot really in the middle of this ridge here. That will give you the best performance on this. And then we basically tighten this without moving the sensor. That's a little bit tricky, but as much as you can. And now we're gonna do verification of it. If you have your pull cords installed, you probably want to use a second person, and that is a closed door. So now we're gonna, can you operate this from here, then I will set the backside, and now I will show you how we do this. Basically the same thing. So we can see now we are quite a bit away, and we can see it on the door that we are still in the door opening with the safety edge at this point. So we want to come back by about 3 inches or so for the safety edge to clear. So I do the same thing. I'm going to use my 3 fingers here. That is just a trip point for the laser, so we have to light on. So we're going to go to here. See where we are? Yeah, a little bit in. Yeah, okay. We're gonna operate the door.
Can you hold it?
Yeah, I can hold it. All right. So the door is now closing. Okay, so now we have cleared everything. And this is, and as fast as the door goes, is more run out you will need here. So if you ever change the speed on the VFD, the open speed, the open frequency, which is normally set to 60, but you can go up to 80, 85 hertz if you have a real big door and you want to open it fast. You can do this with no problem. Just remember that you will increase the distance for your run out. And that is basically on how these sensors are set up. And then you do a final check with your hex key, and you really tighten them up. You want them really nice and tight so they cannot move. And we're sitting here on the shroud correctly. Okay. That's it. Now we can